Hi, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Andre The Beast Crayton Show. Today is an exciting day. There's a lot of new things happening in this beautiful city of ours, Indianapolis, Indiana. I call it going back to the old days, the Cotton Club, where we used to have entertainment. The family can go out and enjoy themselves, have some good food, entertainment. But nothing is more entertaining to me than having a good comedy show. And on the show today, we have no other than Indy's own born and raised Indy Boy in the house today. What's up, big dog?
Hey, what's going on, Beast? Appreciate you for letting me come on the show and do this with you.
No problems. You know what? Let's get right down to it. Who is Indy Boy? How did the name come about? The road to comedy, the whole 9 yards.
It's kind of interesting. Ever since I was little, I was just always wanted to be in front of cameras, wanted to be I'm the funny kid out of the family. But the name Indy Boy is just a representation of Indiana. Okay. It was a name I was given back when Yahoo had Yahoo groups, right. Back in the day before Facebook was even known. And we was in there, people was from different states and stuff. And I told everybody I was from Indiana. And it's like, oh, Indy. And they was like, oh, Indy Boy. And I was like, okay, I'll roll with it. So I have been getting called Indy Boy for years. And then I went to the service. I was in the military for 14 years.
What part of the military?
Marine Corps.
Okay, hoorah, hoorah. Yeah, okay.
Devil Dogs. Shout out to all my Devil Dogs out there. Love you guys. Appreciate you for what y'all doing out there. And then came back home back in 2020. And I've been doing acting. Shout out to my good man Eric Washington out there. I've been doing things with him. And one day I went to support a good friend of mine, right, Atia, at a comedy show at Illusions.
Okay.
And I was like, man, I've always wanted to do comedy. I was just wanted to get on stage and see.
Oh, hey, she shouldn't have invited you there.
So I was like, I wanted to see what it was about. So went to an open mic night. Okay. And next thing you know, he's introducing me to comedian Mike Shaw, who's also going to be at the show. And he's like, what's your name? I was like, Indy Boy. He's like, you going to get up and do something? I said, I mean, I can, but I'm not really prepared. Right. But I've always had jokes I've always wanted to say. So I was nervous. And went on stage. He introduced me as Indy Boy, and Aisha the Body, who's also going to be on it. She's like, I want to call you Indy Boy. I want to call you Indy Man because you're a man. I'm like,
I like Indy Boy personally.
I said I can't go by that because nobody knows me by that. But been rocking and doing things here locally in Indianapolis. Shout out to Atia because I go to his open mic nights on Wednesdays. Shout out to Mike Shaw for giving me an opportunity. A big shout out to my boy Nate Russ down in Atlanta, Georgia, because he was one of my inspirations because I seen him doing it. He's been doing comedy for a long time.
What was it about him that you said, wow, I got to do this? What was the funny line that you remember that he said?
Oh, man. Praise dancing.
Really?
He's the praise dance.
Really?
So he does a lot of skits. Okay. On Instagram and Facebook, and I had been following him, and I actually was part of the acting with him here in Indianapolis before he moved down to Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. And he's just a funny guy, and I was just like, man, I like what you do. You're genuine. You give great comedy, and he does. Now he's opened a platform for locals to do here, which he has the homecoming comedian shows. Just last Friday, he had an all-female set, which was amazing. The last month, he had another set before then that I did miss that one, but I went to his very first one. And so it's something he's doing locally to open up the market, just like how Mike Epps does as well. But, comedy is not an easy thing to do.
I was just getting ready to ask, how difficult is it? You went from the Marines, the bad Marines. You know what I mean? My brother's a Marine. Were you funny when you was in the Marines? Let me go back a little bit. Were you funny? When you're under fire, did you say, hey, watch out for that bullet?
No, actually, I was not in infantry. I was admin, so mama didn't raise no fools. And I said, I want to do whatever job I can do that will keep me from getting in the battlefield, but will, get me in travel. So I was admin. Okay. So I'm behind the desk doing typing, you know what I mean? I'm flicking paper pens and people, paper clips going all over the place, but I've always had a sense of humor. So I was like, well, let me put it to work. Now, I didn't do jokes, but I did jokes.
Give me an idea. Let's go back. You're doing your work as a Marine.
Yeah.
And people around you are tense. What do you tell them?
What would I tell someone?
Without getting in trouble.
Well, I mean, I would never really tell a lot of jokes. It was a motto that I lived by. Never stop smiling because you never know whose day you make better. So I would tell them that. Because they're always mean mugging and looking mad and upset.
Well, you Marine, you got to.
I mean, well, come on now. We in the office. We mugging right now. We in Iraq, Afghanistan right now. So just smile. Okay. You know, smile, make the world brighter. You know what I'm saying? Now, some people I tell them don't smile because your teeth is throwing up gang signs. You might want to stop for a minute. You don't need to smile. Just do a smirk. Just one of those, you know, type deal. But always having a good sense of humor because they say laughter is good for the soul.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that people enjoy being, they love being around me, which is a great thing because I like being around people.
Right.
And I've always been a people person. So now having this other platform to kind of step on that's leading towards acting as well is just like, man, I want to be known as one of the greatest. I don't want to be the greatest.
Right.
I just want to be one of the greatest. Like the Richard Pryors, the now you got your Kevin Harts, but I look up to Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy, Red Fox.
Right,
You know,
right.
those are the ones I grew up on.
Right,
and I
right.
remember Eddie Murphy Raw, you know, and I remember Richard Pryor back in the day.
How hard is it for you guys to get in? You mentioned you do a lot of open mics. Like, how hard is it to really? Let me rephrase this.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of comedians out there,
a lot.
and you really have to do it to some degree because you just, like you said, you like making people laugh.
Mm-hmm.
So, but how hard is it to really get to that top? Do you really got to have that one funny joke, that tagline?
I'll take it back to what something Kevin Hart said in one of his interviews. His first time ever getting on the stage, the guy said, "You were funny, but I didn't know anything about you." And if you notice, when Kevin Hart really started getting out there, it was all about his family. You got to know him personally, some of the things he went out and did. Now, are all comedians doing that? No. You may have to have that one line that gets you because you tend to run out of jokes. So you got to go back to what some of your old material was.
Do you really run out of jokes when you're funny?
No, I guess not. But I have watched comedians through the years from the beginning, and then you see them years later, and they may do a joke that they did back in the day. You're like, I remember that joke.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's still funny. So, but it's hard to be funny when people are looking at you like this.
When that
And they
happens,
don't want to laugh.
because you getting ready to perform, we were talking about this before the show, you getting ready to perform again.
Yeah.
Tell me about the first time that you actually, because you shared it with me.
Ooh.
And I remember I said, well, you scared? Like, how do you all of a sudden just go there and somebody say, go on the stage?
Oh my God.
Look, now I think I'm funny.
So my first time hitting the stage at Illusions, open mic night, I had the jitters. I got up there called Cottonmouth. But at the same time, the jokes were good enough that people laughed, but I was spitting them out so fast, it didn't give people enough time to really enjoy the comedy that I was giving. So then, as I spoke with Mike Shaw, I gave I had somebody video me, and I gave it to my guy, Nate Russ. He's like, you got good stage presence. Now you need to slow down and let your comedy breathe. And I was like, okay. So then I did that, and then he gave me this book by Judy Carter, which is called The Comedian Bible or something to that nature. So I started reading that to help get better, because you never want to stop learning your craft.
What were some of the things what were 3 things out of the book?
Haven't started reading it. I just got it and just came to mail. He's like, how many things had you done out of there? So in chapter 1, what were they talking? I don't even know.
So, okay, check this out. Let's go back now. So you go there, and your friend who's already a comedian have you to go to the open mic.
Yes.
What did they share with you that you still use to this day?
Be yourself. Be natural. Let the comedy be, use your joke. Do your joke. He said, just relax and go up there and do you. Because that's all you can be is you on the stage.
What is you?
Oh, I'm just that guy. I'm that guy.
Okay.
I'm the funny that little tickle in the side of your rib right there. You're like, oh man, stop tickling me. That's me. I'm just all natural, all love. Sometimes I come up with a joke right on the spot when I'm on the stage, and thing about it is I'll prepare for a show.
Really?
And I'll have it in an order that I want to do.
So you're just like you're an entertainer. Yeah, you have to write your material.
Yes, and what's funny is I'll get on the stage, forget what I wrote.
Hold down. I like Jerry Seinfeld. So I remember a particular episode that I was watching on Jerry Seinfeld, and I wonder if this happened to you. He got up in the middle of the night and he wrote something down, and he went back to sleep, and he couldn't remember none of it until the end of the episode. He goes, "Oh God, I know this."
That's happened to me so many times.
Really?
I have a joke in my lineup, and I'm like, "Oh, I got it." And I have it set. Okay, I'm gonna start here, and this will lead into this, and this, and then you're practicing. You're practicing in front of a mirror to make sure you got the timing right. Because if you got a 5-minute set, you want to make sure you do your 5 minutes. You got a 10-minute set, you want to do.
Okay, I got to cut this. So you're practicing in front of the mirror.
Yes.
Or you're laughing at yourself.
I am laughing at myself. Because if y'all not gonna laugh, I'm at least gonna laugh. Okay. I'm just saying, y'all gotta understand, this is not an easy job. Shoot, meteorologists ain't even got an easy job. They be trying to tell you the weather, and the weather be all wrong. So
every time
you're like, it's gonna rain today. Let me get my raincoat. You get out there, it's sunny. You like, hold on, what happened?
So let me ask you a question. Back in the day, we used to see the comedians. Prime example, the Nutty Professor, and you don't really do you ever do that to not to badmouth people or to demoralize them, but what's your take on using the crowd in your material?
Well, there's a particular comedian who does it very well, D.L. Hughley. He does it very well, people laugh, and it's not. I'm not demoralizing you. I'm not. It's really just. It's a play. It's having fun. You're here for jokes.
But how do you know how to pick the right? I was at the D.L. Hughley concert, and it was phenomenal. As a matter of fact, he bought me a drink, and I was like, wow, okay, that's really cool. Yeah. Hell, shit, as much as I paid for that ticket to sit in the front row.
Funny thing is, I was just at a friend of mine, Lachey. She has a thing called It's a Kickback. And I went to her event, and there was literally at the bar, you get to see the crowd before you get on the stage. And I'm like, man, there's a lot of stars in here. Because there's a group that looks like Little Johnny East Side Boys.
Right.
I got a dude that was on the mic singing songs sound like DMX. And then I had a guy who looked like, goodness gracious, what's his name? From Don't Be a Business, South Central Roger, can you do something?
I know you're talking about.
So, we there, and I go through, and I'm like, man, did y'all catch all the celebrities in here? And I get to the guy who looks like the guy from Don't Be a Menace. I'm mad I can't remember his name. But it wasn't demoralizing to him, but he took it personal.
Really?
So, at the end of my
you did a joke. Somebody did a joke.
I said, hey, did y'all notice we got Little Johnny East Side Boys at the bar? We had DMX on the mic a little earlier.
Right.
And then we got, you're gonna have to help remember his name. I see him in my head,
but I can't remember his name.
He was the guy who Marlon Wayans played.
Okay.
He had the wicks in his head. His hair was all going this way and that way. And so at the end of my set, which was just a beginner, it was just an icebreaker for the crowd, just to have fun. He took it personal, and so he wanted to get on the mic. Now, one thing you don't do with a comedian
is interrupt his time.
Interrupt our time, but then don't at the end of our set try to come for us. Because we're comedians. We got jokes for days. So he was like, he got on the mic, she let him get his little 30 seconds of fame. He's like, you want to get on here, and this is how you get somebody back. And I'm like, bro, it was a joke.
Yeah.
You take it as a joke. It was nothing personal towards you. You just look like him.
Right.
Laugh about it. But then he came for me. He's like, you come up here with your 25-cent chain, which was this chain. I said, well, this represents Jesus, so you're going to hell. But, and I said, if you want to talk about anything, let's talk about these tight overalls you got on along with jackets. I'm like, don't do that.
Right.
It's a way to address someone. If I make a joke about you, you didn't appreciate it, tell me. And I'm like, oh, it wasn't intentional. It's comedy. Laugh. Have a sense of humor. Like if someone comes up to me and say, man, you got salt and pepper all in your face, somebody should make some eggs on your chin.
Right.
I'd be like, that's funny, you know what I'm saying? You right, salt and pepper, throw some salt and pepper on your bacon or your eggs, I get it. But I'm not going to get mad about it. I'm not going to come for you. How are you? You can't be 41, you bald. What the hell's wrong with you? I'm like, well, kind of age a little quicker than those.
How do you know how to change it up? Or when something like that happens to you, it has to really project a different way of coming at people because you don't want it to happen again. So do you really change your material up?
You don't have to change your material up. What I believe it is, if you're going to say or jokingly talk about someone in the crowd, you don't say a joke that literally punches them in the stomach. Like if you have a big woman there, you be like, oh, you got this overweight person. I bet you, if I take blood from you, it's going to spill you. You don't do that.
Right.
But you might have a small little joke, in a sense, or, but then you also have hecklers in the crowd who be like, you ain't funny. You're like, who's that? And then you got to get them because they're heckling you and you're interrupting my time. Which
does that happen to you before?
Haven't had it happen yet, and pray to God that it does not happen.
When it does happen, you got
to be ready.
You got to be ready.
You can't sit there and because you're the presence on the stage. You demand the stage. It's your stage. No one can have this. It's like when Michael Jackson got the mic, nobody could touch the mic except for Mike. So he nobody got it. Once he got it, it's his. You're not getting it back.
How do you determine how to come out with the crowd? How do you feel the crowd? You see the crowd.
Yeah.
How do you determine the atmosphere? Because does that mean right now, like if you feel it hostile or something, we have that feeling because we're humans.
Yeah.
But you got material for that day. Mm-hmm. Do you change it up?
You may have to, because depending on where you're going, your atmosphere creates what you want to do. If I got a whole crowd of black people, I know I can do these particular jokes. If I got a whole crowd of white people, I know I can only do these particular jokes. So you gotta gauge. You gotta have more than just kind of one set in your head, and you have to have some of your go-tos. That if this didn't work, when you did this set here, it had everybody explode. So you gotta have those in the back of your head too, because as much as comedy can be a script, it's also improv too.
How do you? Let me put it the right way. What are some topics that are difficult with the media, everything that we got going on, that you can take something and a particular topic that might be controversial? Mm-hmm. How do you really take that and spin it to where it can lighten up the people in the audience?
Well, I know a big controversy is talking about the LGBT community.
Right.
So I kind of steer away from that. I don't really try to go into that direction because I have friends who are LGBTQ.
But don't they laugh?
They laugh too. And it's interesting because I believe, for me, a lot of things have become very, very sensitive. Mm-hmm. Because you look at the Eddie Murphys, you look at the Richard Pryors. They used to talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
And now it's, don't talk about me because you don't know what we don't know what you went through, but it's just a joke. I didn't point the finger at you and say this. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying it on a general scale as a joke, and if the people laugh, just laugh with them. I'm not poking fun. Like if I talk about black people, I can guarantee you black people, you go to any black house, you're going to have plastic bags in some drawer there. Black people going to laugh because it's true.
It's true.
It's true. We don't get, man, what you trying to say about black people? We like chicken. We eat watermelon. We don't name the flavor of Kool-Aid. We give it a color.
No, I'm not really a watermelon fan.
I'm not either, but it's the stereotypical things that you hear. So it's like, these are jokes. Laugh at the joke. Don't be mad at the joke. You talk about white people. They're proper. They talk like this, and they have their numbers, and they count their steps. Laugh. It's a joke. It's not meant to say I'm being racist towards you. It's not meant to say that I don't even like your people. I like all people, but it's a joke. You got to be able to laugh and have a sense of humor, because at the end of the day, if you're going to desensitize us to everything that you guys are doing anyway, and what the world's agenda and social media has out there, you're desensitizing us to it and you're throwing it in our face. Why can't I make a joke about it?
Right.
You want us to welcome you, regardless, race, religion, whatever the case may be. You want everybody to be welcome, but you can't tell jokes. And I feel like joking is the one platform where you should be free to be you. And free. You have gay jokes. You have homosexuals who are comedians. You have black comedians, white comedians, Asian comedians. Mm-hmm. There is no scale. It's like the whole rainbow is there. So typically, there should be no limit on the jokes that you can say because every type of style in the world is in comedy. It's in acting. Right. It's everywhere. It's to let people breathe. I get to come here and relax, put my hair down. I ain't got no hair, but put my hair down.
You are you.
Right? You know, so it's just go out there and have a good time. If it offends you, let the comedian know. Yeah. We are not against constructive criticism.
Right.
Just don't be so mad that now I can't host the Oscars for something I said 20 years ago. Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
I'm like, you didn't let him host because he said something 10 years ago?
Social media is a motherfucker, ain't it?
Man, I'm telling you, like, social media got getting everybody in trouble right now, Dwight Howard. But, you know, but it's getting a lot of people in trouble right now.
You shared something with me while we was preparing for this show, and I was talking about the logo. Tell me a little bit about the logo and what you got going on now, because you're more than just a comedian. Before we wrap up, tell a little bit about the story of your logo and where you're at now.
Okay, well, I definitely appreciate you letting me get this opportunity. So my full name is Quinton Allen Hayden. My middle name is spelled Allyn. So if you look at my logo, you'll see. I'll get it on the camera right there. Okay, So if you look at the logo, you'll see the Y, you'll see the N, and you'll see the question mark. So my clothing line is called All In. And what it's basically telling you, whatever your goals and dreams are, go after them. Go all in. The YN question mark stands for why not. So when you put it all together, it means why not go all in on your dreams and goals. And that's what the arrow means, you're going all in. And like I said, it's a play on my middle name, Allen. My mom gave it to me, which I'm very appreciative of. My mom supports everything that I do. And I'm very grateful to have a mother who prays. And
your kids support you too.
And my kids have shirts like me. So I'm very grateful for them. And this is something that I can pass down to my kids. It's called generational wealth. So this is something that once I hit that platform and people start seeing my logo and they're out there like, man, I like that. I like what it stands for. Because you can't just have anything like Nike. They have just do it. Right. People go out there and they just do it. Now I want you to think when you see this, I'm going all in.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't spelled I-N, it's spelled Y-N, because why not? What other choice? I don't have tomorrow. I don't know if tomorrow's going to come, so why not go now and go all in on my dreams and goals?
You know, it's funny how that word has opened up so many minds when we use the word generational wealth, especially for people of color descent.
Yes.
And that just doesn't mean just black. It just means color across the board. And I'm glad to see that you're doing that and you're empowering that. What else are you doing? You got some acting in your background too. I'm gonna try to get everything within this 30-minute time slot.
No, I appreciate that. So, like I said, big shout out to Eric Washington out here doing great things in Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm working with him. We have a major show coming up in Atlanta, Georgia, December 9th. So if you need tickets, come holler at me. I got tickets for our Atlanta show. That's big. But I've been doing acting since I was knee-high to a grasshopper.
So you're laughing in the mirror, you're laughing in school, you're laughing while under fire, and you're acting. Which one is real? All of it?
All of it is real. All of it is real. So acting came along because I was big. I grew up in the Michael Jackson era, 1982. Okay. January 5th, 1982 is my birthday. I grew up in the Michael Jackson era. So learning to dance like Mike was a big thing for me too. But acting was just natural. So I call myself NBA. Natural born actor.
Well, I like that.
You know, so that's what I go by when I do my email that has to do with acting now. Because I didn't use it at first. I just used my last name, just something to send emails to. But I was like, no, you're a natural born actor. This is what you do. Mm-hmm. You know? And I've been learning so much from Eric that I encompass a character. I really try to get off script as fast as possible so now he can mold me for my character. And then I'm practicing at home to make sure that I become this character. You know, such as my character who I'll be playing in Atlanta, Georgia. He's very prestigious. He will talk to you just like this, and he will talk to you.
Oh, we need to change the
you know, so I'm better than you. so why are we even at this interview? Because you need to come to my house that is a mansion and see what I'm all about.
Oh.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, but then I go back to myself and being me, you know? So, but you have to dive into things to know who your character is. He asked a very great question. Who's your character? Or who are you?
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, I'm Quinton. He's like, no. Who's your character? And you got it. Your character needs a backstory because he doesn't give you a backstory. He lets you have the freedom to create your own backstory. And then when you get that backstory, eat, breathe, talk, walk, become the character.
The character, yeah.
Just like how Jamie Foxx slept on the street with a bum to become the character that he played in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Just you have to go through certain things to become this character. You can't just say, well, I'm gonna just be me and I'm gonna figure out how this character. No.
You know, I think if everybody walked in somebody else's shoes,
man,
the world would be a whole different
place.
Before we wrap up, how can the viewers reach out to you for booking engagements, to know about your merchandise? Give the viewers some information on that.
So if you want to reach out to me, you can find me on Facebook by Quinton Hayden, Quinton Hayden. If you want to find my clothing, you can find that on Instagram at All In Clothing. On Instagram, ALLYN, then clothing all together. I'm working on the website. Sorry, I don't have a website, but I actually make each shirt to your liking. So everything is custom made by me. Literally, you pick the colors, you tell me what colors you want, and then I just encompass it into my logo. But I love doing it that way because it gives that personal feel. But and then at the same time, I don't like doing it that way because it takes a while to do.
Yeah, but you know, you put your love into it. Each one is crafted
individually. And then you can also follow me at Mr. Hayden 317 on Instagram as well, and Mr. Hayden 317 on TikTok. But if you need me, I'm here. Find me. I'm always willing. I don't do any bookings right now. Just
you get ready to. You get ready to. So after this event, so let's talk about this event that's coming up at Indy's premier new family style restaurant, The Good Spot, located at 2023 Southeastern Street in Indianapolis, Indiana. Let's talk about this date on November the 3rd.
Yes. November 3rd is going to be magical. I'm going to say it like that. It's going to be a great event. You need to be there. I want to say get there early just so you make sure you get your seats. Myself, comedian Mike Shaw, Aisha the Body, what's his name, Uncle Fred, are just some of the names that you're going to see there, and I swear you're going to leave there tickled. And we're just coming to bring that fire. So, you know, come out there, see us, let us do our thing on the stage. Come laugh. Don't just look at us like we got a problem, like we on steroids or something. You know, laugh at the jokes, you know what I'm saying? So, but it's going to be a great time. And it's free.
You
can't beat that. You know what I'm saying? I know black people, y'all like free stuff. You know what I'm saying? So come on out, it's free. You got to go get the 99 cents.
And the food is good too.
You know? So you get a free event, all you got to do is pay for some food. You know what I mean? So you can't beat that, you know? Come and be our cousins for the night, you know? Go, you know, you show people's family reunions, be like, I'm the cousin.
Yeah, come in and enjoy the day, enjoy the comedian, enjoy the fun. Before we leave, leave the viewers with something so constructive that only you can do. Ooh. I got you.
You got me. Constructive.
I want you to make them get off of the thing and say, wow, that was mind blowing. You're on the clock.
I know. Okay. Well, I'll leave you with this because it's one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible, and I'm Christian, so I'm going to leave you with this. One thing that I go by, and it's also tattooed on my arm, is I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So no matter what you do, as long as you got him as your foundation, there's nothing you can't do. When he says all things, he means that, all things. Whether it be comedy, whether it be entrepreneurship, whatever it is that you want to do in your life, go all in and know that God's got your back. Understand?
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the one, the only Indy Boy himself. Come out to The Good Spot, November the 3rd, 2023 Southeastern Street, Indianapolis, Indiana. Indy's premier, newest, minority-owned restaurant, enjoy the food, enjoy the great comedy for the event called Flavor Fridays. This has been another exciting episode of the Andre the Beast Crayton Show.